I don't know about you guys, but I've been farming a whole lot of Seeds of Hatred in the past couple of days. I absolutely love this PvP zone, or PvPvE zone, I should say. So this is where you gather those seeds, and then you can convert them into red dust. So whether you've been farming them solo and then trying to purify them, hoping to be left alone, or maybe you are fighting against other opponents to take their Seeds of Hatred, which will certainly speed up the process. So I've been doing exactly that, a mix of both. But then what do you do with all this red dust? So Blizzard has given us a few options. You can spend it in two different types of cosmetic shops. Number one for your horse, and then the second one is for gear pieces. Finally, you can also gamble, I believe, kind of like the obols eventually, I assume, if you've bought everything. And there is also some temporary buffs you can purchase for a little bit of red dust if you plan on doing even more PvP. So I've managed to reach over 600,000 red dust, which has allowed me to buy every piece of cosmetic for the horse, and I wanted to showcase that in today's video because it might be worth it for some of you and it might not, so hopefully that with this you'll be able to decide. In case you do not know where these shops are located, here it is on the map. You can identify it by this red color. Don't confuse it with a Helltide event. And then here is the cosmetic shop for your mount. And then here is all the items that you could get. And as I said before, this cost over 600,000 red dust. So now let's go over each of them one by one. Starting with the most expensive item in the shop, the Reins of the Bloody Steed, which is the horse itself. So it's okay if you ask me. I mean, looking at the other ones here, if we compare quickly, some of them also have some blood on them, for example. And then this one here is more of like an undead or demon themed horse, but for the sake of the showcase we're gonna stick with this one right here. Moving on to the mount armors, then we're gonna have the Demonic Warlord's Barding, and that one looks pretty cool. If I were to select one, I would say this one is probably my favorite. I can show you guys what it looks like here real quick when we jump on the horse. It has some cool colors. The glowing orange, I feel is pretty nice. Then the other one would be the Bloody Warlord's Barding, which is okay. It looks like pretty badass armor, but it's not exactly my type. After that, we're gonna have the accessories. So we're gonna, for now, remove this and go into the trophies. The first one at 75,000 is the Demonic Warlord's Wind Chimes. That looks pretty heavy for a horse sticking out on the side like that. I'm not too sure I'd be putting that on my horse. After that, we've got the Bloody Warlord's Warning, which is kind of the same concept here, but it's a torso with a sword sticking into it, which is pretty cool. But again, I think that would offset the balance of my horse, so I'm not going to go for it. And then we're going to move on to the smaller mount armors, which is the first one, the Brutal Wizard's Barding, which is right here. So that seems to be more themed around a wizard. It's nice. I think I like this one almost better than the Bloody Warlord. Not sure. I think maybe it's because of the gold plating. It looks pretty cool. After that, we've got the Cruel Assassin's Barding, which is very unique. I love the mask. It looks more like leather, definitely tailored around a rogue, which is fitting for my character. Almost looks more like a dog with this thing on, but it's still pretty cool looking. And then after that, we're gonna have the Dark Knight's Barding, which is this one. Right, okay. Right here. So that looks more like a barbarian-themed kind of armor. Very dark looking. Not enough color for my taste, so I'm gonna stick with the other ones for now. And then after that, we have three other accessories to look at. The cheaper ones at 30,000 red dust, which is the Brutal Wizard's Standard. So that's kind of like a flag sticking out. If you're trying to be sort of like in the PvP zone and you don't want to get noticed, I would say don't go for this one because it's pretty high up and you can see it from pretty far. I can show you guys here real quick what it looks like, right? So, I mean, you're basically telling the whole field that you're out there because no other mobs or kind of like enemy players usually run around with this, but if that's your thing, then go for it. Then we've got the next one is the saddlebag, the Cruel Assassin's saddlebag. So again, this is themed to be with the other mount armor that we had seen before, kind of like this, right? So they go together. That does complete the set. I feel it looks pretty good. I would probably go for something a little smaller like this. And finally, we've got the Dark Knight's Strongbox, which looks a little bit more like storage, I guess. And then this one, I would assume, is to go with the Dark Knight's Barding, like this, right? So that would be a set as well. And then the Wizard set with the flag would be this one right here. All right, so here's a quick look of what that looks like when combined together. All right, looks pretty decent. And then let's do the other ones here real quick. We're going to do the Dark Knight's Barding with the Strongbox. Okay. Yeah, very dark again. Like I said, you don't see this one too much, and we are at nighttime right now, so it might look a little worse than it actually is. Then let's do the Assassin one with this right here. Very cool, but again, not enough color for my taste, so I am going to probably stick with the one I said before, which was this one here. And I'm not a fan of the trophies, to be honest, for the time being. Maybe this one right here, the Shaman head. Is it worth it? Yeah, okay, let's go with this. So this is going to be my selection. So there you go, guys. 600,000 red dust spent on all of the cosmetic mounts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which one would you go for, if any at all? And do you think they are worth it? Obviously, you don't need to get them all, but if you were to pick one, do you guys think that for the price that you are paying, it is worth it or not? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.